After a few years of DLC characters for Smash Brothers, I decided that it is time that we go over them and see which ones are the best and which ones are the worst. This is the top 15 best Smash newcomers.
Number 15.
I know my Nintendo geekness is kind of poking itself out, but my god, Duck Hunt, he's just great. They went all the way back to the NES days to bring out Duck Hunt and put him in Smash Brothers. It's just fantastic. The trailer was great, the music was awesome, and overall, he might have been annoying in the game, but putting him in Smash Brothers was a great choice.
Number 14.
Piranha Plant is easily the most unexpected Smash Brothers character in the history of Smash Bros. No one predicted Piranha Plant even touching the game at all. But Sakurai knew this. He was like, oh, I'm going to make Piranha Plant to make people think, oh, this is a DLC character. And then make a trailer that no one expected, drop Piranha Plant, and then say, hey, it's not a DLC character. It's an extra character. Sakurai just does what he wants.
Number 13.
Mega Man's inclusion into Smash Brothers is probably the second most notable, what I called dream matchup with Smash Brothers. In Brawl, it was Sonic. Like no one expected Sonic to be in Smash Brothers, but guess what? They put him in. No one expected Mega Man to be in Smash, but the day they announced the new Smash Brothers game, they announced Mega Man, and I'm gonna be honest, I kind of hate Mega Man. Not as a character, but like him as a character in Smash Brothers. Like he is annoying and I don't like him, but I digress. He had a really nice trailer and overall I was pretty glad that he was in the game. He fit well and you can tell that Nintendo really prided themselves when they announced it. They were like, "Yeah, we're very proud."
Number 12.
After a long time coming, Little Mac finally made it in. I think Little Mac was definitely one of the characters that Nintendo were like hesitant to put in. He got representation, whether it be a trophy or an item or something like that. He was an assist trophy in Brawl, but people didn't really think that Nintendo would put Little Mac in. And guess what? They did. I mean, let's be honest. Little Mac's not the greatest character, but like, come on. He's perfect for Smash Brothers.
Number 11.
Cover!
Terry is awesome. Period. End of story. His trailer was awesome. His reveal was awesome. What else do I need to say? Terry is awesome. Adding a Fatal Fury character was an idea that I didn't even think of. But when they revealed Terry, I thought, oh my god, why didn't I think about this before? It was perfect. It was meant to be. Overall, I don't even know what else to say. Terry's just He's just freaking awesome.
Number 10.
Listen. You might be thinking I'm only picking Greninja because he's a Pokemon. To that, you would definitely be correct. Greninja started the supposed starter rule for Smash Brothers. Greninja was part of Gen 6, then Gen 7 came around, Incineroar, and now we're at Gen 8, and we don't even know who that could be. It might be a starter, I don't know. Who knows? They might throw a curveball at us. But honestly, Greninja, he's a really cool Pokemon. I know he's not my favorite because you know who's my favorite of the Kalos bunch. Come on, you already know. Overall, it's Greninja. His trailer was pretty cool. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Seeing all the Pokemon at the start of the trailer, all lined up, was awesome. Not much to say. I love Pokemon.
Number 9.
Simon and Richter. The reason I'm putting both of them on number 9 is because, come on, Richter's an Echo Fighter, and he is equally as cool as Simon. So they're both going on there. Castlevania in Smash Brothers was probably should have been done way long ago, but I digress. The amount of gosh darn music that they put into the game from Castlevania should be enough to make it top 10. But they really put all of their effort into making Simon and Richter the most perfect way they can to represent Castlevania in the most perfect way, and they succeeded.
Number 8.
Bring it on!
Ken is... I just love Ken. I know he's an Echo Fighter, but that doesn't mean that I can't enjoy him as much as other characters. I remember playing Street Fighter, and I would always choose Ken over Ryu because he wore red, and he was kind of considered better than Ryu because he is. Come on, it's Ken. He's just a really cool... He's a really cool fighter. And it wasn't really much of a surprise when he was announced, but he was still a really cool addition.
Number 7.
That's right! Yeah!
I know I've had slight biases with some of the picks, but I'm going to be honest, this is full bias. Mainly because Litten was my starter for Pokemon Sun, and I just really loved Incineroar. He was such a cool Pokemon. I know bias is shown because we formed a big connection during the Pokemon Sun playthrough way back 3 years ago. Doesn't even feel that long. I'm kidding, it does. But yeah, I just love Incineroar. It's like Incineroar was built for Smash Brothers. Like, as Game Freak was making Incineroar, they were like, yeah, this guy's probably gonna get into Smash Brothers. And guess what? He did.
Number 6.
God. What do I need? What do I even need to say? What do I do I need? What do I need to say? I think if I'm having the dates right, Ryu was like probably one of the first big crossovers for the Smash 4 DLC. The fact that Ryu is in Smash Brothers is a phenomenal. Like, what even? His stage, the Street Fighter music, the attention to detail, all wrapped up into one character. It's just bonkers. It was absolutely insane that Nintendo got the ability to put Ryu in Smash Brothers.
Number 5.
Woohoo! 2 down!
Don't get careless, Pit. A challenger approaches.
Huh?
Oh, another angel. Must have missed one. Let's dance, boy.
Listen, before you ask me, no, I'm not a Bayonetta player. So let's get that out of the way. I do, however, really liked the Bayonetta games. They were just a ton of fun. So when I saw that Bayonetta was put into the game, I about lost my mind, to be honest. I know she was part of the ballad that they had, and like it was kind of just assumed that she would win because a lot of people voted for her, and people are all publicly like, "I voted this character, I voted that." But it didn't hide from the fact that it was still awesome. Nintendo, I thought at first they'd be like, Bayonetta? We're talking about Nintendo, aren't we? But they didn't care. They put her in, and she's Bayonetta. They didn't change anything about her. She's still the Umbra Witch. She's still herself, and I really appreciate Nintendo doing that. Taking a few risks sometimes to make something great.
Enough talk, goddess. Don't mess with a witch.
Number 4.
I mean, this was my reaction to BanjoKazooie making it in, so I guess you can say I really liked it. God, BanjoKazooie, what can I say? I don't know. I didn't think lightning could strike twice, but it did. And it's so unbelievable. It's unbelievable that they actually did it. I seriously, not in 100 years, thought that they would put BanjoKazooie in the game. And they did. And by God. Seriously, BanjoKazooie making it in Smash Brothers saved the entire Nintendo Direct. The only two things I got out of that was BanjoKazooie and Breath of the Wild 2. So you know when your character is so big that you take an otherwise kind of trash Nintendo Direct and uplift it to God status. That's when you know you put the right character in.
Number 3.
こんな日が来るとは思わなかったな。
When the music started for the trailer and I recognized it as Final Fantasy music, I couldn't believe it. I pinched myself because I could not believe it. And then the Smash logo appeared and I knew it. It was no longer fantasy. It was reality. I remember Sakurai explicitly saying that they couldn't do Cloud. They couldn't do Final Fantasy. How unbelievable is this? Cloud Strife in Smash Brothers. How did this happen? I seriously need to know how. It's unbelievable that Cloud got into Smash Brothers. Like it's unreal. The music, the stage, the attention to detail. Like I know, but God, it is so good. It was too good. This opportunity for Sakurai was too good for him. But Sakurai knew that. And he was like, I'm going to do everything in my power to make Cloud Strife the best character that you ever wanted. And God, he almost succeeded. He almost did. He succeeded well, but not as much.
なんだかチョコボ臭いな。
Number 2.
Now, you might be catching on that I'm a big fan of Rare Limited, and to that you'd be very correct. The second I saw King K Rool, like the second, like his design, not only in the trailer but in the actual gameplay, made me fall in love with him all over again. Because for years, King K Rool has just been rejected by Nintendo. They looked down upon him and they just hated him. And I was just like, why? Why Nintendo? Why King K Rool? He didn't get any sort of attention from any main Donkey Kong game. Donkey Kong Country Returns, Tropical Freeze, any of those. No, he didn't get a speck of attention. Instead, he was replaced by little appliances or instruments. I forgot what they were. I don't care. They weren't King K Rool, so why would I care? But after all this time, they were like, you know what? We need to give King K Rool the attention he deserves. And he got it. And oh my god, it was so exciting to finally see King K Rool in Smash Brothers. He was perfect. He was perfect. His design, he looked like he was straight up ripped out of the Donkey Kong Country games and just pasted into Smash Brothers. He looked flawless. He was perfect in every way.
Number 1.
I've been a fan of Donkey Kong for a while. I've been a fan of Final Fantasy for a while. I've been a fan of BanjoKazooie for a while. I've been a fan of Street Fighter, of Castlevania, of Mario, of whatever. But you know, I've been a Metroid fan for the longest. Ridley in Smash Brothers was a dream come true. Years after being shut down by the Smash Brothers community, they didn't think he was fit for Smash Brothers. They called him too big. Too big? Ugh, that just hurts me. No one really believed in Ridley being in Smash Brothers because he was too big? These mainly started, I'd say, in Brawl, when Ridley was shown as a stage boss. Yeah, that hurt. And then in Smash, he was another stage boss, and it was like, oh god, he's just going to be a stage boss for the rest of the game? And then Ultimate comes out. And then after revealing all new fighters coming in, all the previous fighters coming into one game with a tad, just a hint. It was Chrom, Daisy, you know, those two ones. But then there was one more, and it was Ridley. And my god, I've never been more excited for a character ever. Ridley was the peak. Was the absolute peak. Nintendo, between you and me, you try your best to get up to Ridley. You may get there, you may get close, but will you ever top it? I don't know if they will. I don't think they ever will. But go ahead, Nintendo. Prove me wrong. Also, if you don't subscribe right now, Sakurai will put another Fire Emblem character in Smash Brothers. And trust me, you don't want to see me rant about Fire Emblem for another 15 minutes. Okay, bye.